that many of these issues may not have a solution that we can happily live with, right? So it takes, let's sharpen this up, and this is more in the interest of steelmanning our critics. You take a problem like immigration. Right now, the intuition that's driving the left, I mean, let's take the extreme case of an open borders ethic. But borders are illegitimate. Borders are just in principle a sign of selfishness and xenophobia and unearned privilege. Right? None of us can take credit for the fact that we were born into the societies we were born into. And yet we have all of the advantages of having been born there. And so it is with all of you. I mean, none of us are currently living through the civil war in Syria now. And that's a good thing for all of us. And so the concern here is that the moment you say, well, immigration is potentially a problem, right? We can't just throw open the borders to all of humanity, because what would happen? What would happen is people would continue to cross those borders until the level of well-being in the developed world diminished so much that there was no reason to cross the borders anymore, right? I mean, it would be just like some principle of osmosis, right? So
okay, so it's even worse than that. So,
but the concern is that this is totally, ethically speaking, this is a totally illegitimate situation. And to shine a bright enough light on any particular story in Syria, say, I mean, you give me the right family with children, and I learn enough about them and their plight, and I recognize within 30 seconds that if I were them, I would be desperate to get to Dublin or New York or San Francisco or anywhere but Syria, right? And it seems like a completely, it seems evil to in any way perpetuate this lottery, where you pulled a bad ticket, and sorry, this defines the rest of your life and the lives of your children. And there is no bright line where any of us, well-meaning people, wherever we are on the political spectrum or wherever we are in any other question, there's no bright line where we can say, aha, that's exactly that's the solution that we know is ethical, that we know we can defend against all comers, and it can survive every test of narrative. I mean, this goes straight to the power of stories. You tell people a compelling enough story about one little girl, and it changes policy. I mean, isn't that what happened to Angela Merkel? I mean, she just was faced with one denied refugee, and all of a sudden the policy for Europe changed. And so this is, again, I'm not saying there's a solution to this, but this is the fear, that there's an imputation of callousness on the part of, I'm now speaking specifically to you, Douglas, because this has been your issue more than ours. How callous must you be to be worrying about immigration? And that's obviously there's a counter argument from the right side, but there's an ethical core to it that is difficult to dismiss.